Elsewhere in Enugu, the case of Barrister Bright Ngene and the Afuke community has continued to linger, as the judge who was meant to be in sitting for today's court proceeding was absent. We are now being joined by the spokesperson of Barrister Bright Ngene, Mr. Kachiku Benedict. You're welcome to our studio this evening.
Thank you.
Alright, so in 1 minute, can you give us a rundown of the entire case, what has been going on from the background to where we are right now?
Yeah, good afternoon. 1 minute is not enough to give you a background understanding to this very case, because it's a case that has both political leaning and having emanated from the community, Afuke community, where Honorable Bright Ngene is from. So there are a whole lot of hullabaloo around this case that will take eternity to describe to any one that cares to listen, but I will just try and see what to do. Now, you are aware that Honorable Bright Ngene served in his community council known as the Sand and Gravel Subcommittee, the subcommittee to oversee some royalties from the people that were coming to pick up sands and all that from the community. I'm just trying to run around it. Got to a point where there was a case instituted against him and one John Ewo, who presently now has been freed by the court, that they embezzled, that they stole, not embezzlement, that they stole about 15,750,000 naira. That case has been in court. So prior to when he won the election to represent the people of Enugu State House of Assembly, Enugu South Urban, at the State House of Assembly here in Enugu State, and somehow he was asked to defect because he was from the labor stock. But having refused, for so many reasons, because he's a man of integrity, somehow the case from nowhere found its way back to the regular court, because it was at the multi-law court where they settled dispute between brothers and community and all that. But somehow the case got to the regular court and this judgment was dispensed from his lordship Idion, who total court processes were not followed, and he jailed both Honorable Bright and Ewo John for 7 years imprisonment, because from the two count charge, one is running 3 years, the other one is 4 years concurrently. So this case had been in the court for over 2 years now, since I think when they were jailed in June 2024, on the 28th of June, up till now they are still his case is still in court, and no headway, because somehow there are some power that be that are hell-bent on making sure that Honorable Bright Ngene serves that 7 years in full. Like today, there was supposed to be a court case. We got to court, and from nowhere we were told that the judge and some other judges, they've all gone to Abuja for a judge conference. So we've not got any new dates now on what happens to the case going forward. But you all know that this is a case of vendetta against the person of Honorable Bright Ngene, because it's very simple. I commit a crime with you or with someone, and we're both convicted of a particular crime, and from nowhere the next person is released while I'm still here, right? So there was no justification to why Honorable Bright Ngene should still remain in the correctional facility here in Enugu State. There is no more justification to it. So it tells us that the whole case has a political angle to it, and we have been doing all we can to see that this case comes to a logical end.
Yeah, I need more details. What observations have you made to suggest that judiciary is not acting?
Well, it is very clear, going by the antecedent that had pan out all the while. I think a judge saw this case some time ago. He recused him. He kind of technically recused himself because it was an holiday court, right? He pushed the case away, that the case will now be heard as at the life when the holiday course must have ended their sitting. So he technically recused himself. The second judge, the Justice Aja, also on the day of judgment recused himself. The case was now kept under the carpet. Nobody was talking about it. Petitions were written after another petition, and the chief judge was just not saying anything or not assigning the case to anybody. Not until when that protest broke out, when the Nigerian Bar Association had their conference here in Enugu State. That was when we were now told that the case had been transferred to Justice Oledo. Nobody heard about it for over 6 months. On the day Justice Oledo gave the date for the sitting, we all got to court that day, and lo and behold, she recused herself again, citing personal attacks on social media and all that, which, of course, I would not say she's not saying the truth. In her own right, she might be saying the truth, but when we went through we looked at it, there was nowhere she was being mentioned or being vilified because of this case, and that was how she dropped the case. Ever since then, the case had remained what it is. I would have known the fate of the case today if the court has sat, but the court didn't sit, and we don't know what next. Like I said, don't forget his co-defendant with the person of Mr. Ewo John, Honorable Ewo John, has been set free. So there is no reason why he should not be set free. The case shouldn't follow suit, because the case there is the same case, right? It's the same case. Nothing. The sentencing was the same for the both of them, but one has been set free, but the other is still in incarceration for a reason best known to the powers that be.
Alright, so in your opinion, who are the sponsors of this obstruction of justice? Who are the masterminds?
The mastermind is the government. Is the government in place, because we have 3 tiers of government. So when we say government, we have the judiciary, we have the legislature, and we have the executive. Now, this matter is within the jurisdiction of the legislature. Sorry, there's the judiciary, and they are not dispensing judgment as at when they are supposed to, because what we're asking is give a judgment either way. Reaffirm the sentencing of the lower court is fine. Affirm it, discharge it, we are fine. Just give a judgment either way, so we can proceed to the appeal court. If we still get the same thing, we move to the Supreme Court. At least we have the right to have exhausted every avenue to get this thing legally sorted out. So it is no gainsaying to say that the government of the day is behind his incarceration, because going by what we all know, the man was in a party and was asked severally to move over, and he didn't say no, he didn't say yes. He only said, my people voted me on this platform, relatively known to the political space in Enugu State, but somehow I find myself here. It will be only respect for me to go back to them and tell them what is happening, and then follow what they will say, because at the end of the day, if he comes back for election again, they are the people that will say, okay, you've done well, and we're going to say thank you by re-electing you, right? So the government is involved in this matter. In fact, in Nigeria we speak too much English, so we like painting things. Things are bad, we keep painting it. Things are bad, we keep painting it. The truth is the government is involved in a right case as it stands today.
By the government, you mean the judiciary?
The judiciary is part of government. If we have the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob in the matter, which of course it is, the fullness of time will reveal.
So do you think, in your opinion and based on what you've said so far, do you think there is a motive behind all of this? Do you think it's a political strategy, and if yes, why do you think so? And if no, of course, give us your reason.
It is simple. The kind of politics we play in this part of the world is politics of winner takes it all. So, you know how the 2023 election went, and there were some big top people that weren't happy the way it all went out, but somehow it turned out the way it did. So most of the people that found themselves in the House of Assembly, if we go by the real Nigerian political arrangement, they wouldn't be there, even down to the National Assembly. But somehow there was this change in dynamism politically. Bright saw himself in the House and was asked, he was approached, please move over to the PDP. This is the genesis of the problem, not about the Akuke, the 15 million or thereabout. No. But that case has been on even for the election. But because it was like nothing, so nobody talked about it. It was just in Kamotos. Nobody was talking about it. So that was the genesis of his problem, because he didn't say yes or no. So I don't know how the agent of the government that came to him relayed the message back to the sender. Probably the thing infiltrated some PDP stalwarts, and they were like, okay, let's deal with you and tell you how politics is done in this part of the world. That's what we're seeing now. So there's no strategy here. Strategy is, we want to take away this seat from you. If you don't want to give it to us by how we want it, we'll twist your hand to make sure we get this seat from you. But somehow they have not been able to succeed, because God has been there, and the people that he is representing they are always standing behind him at every step of the way. Because you recall that elections have been held even while he was not around, and there was this fierce resistance by his supporters that what the people or what the cabals intend to achieve did not pull through at each of the election cycle that was called for. So that's where we are. There is no political strategy. They just want to tell you, I am a big man, you're a small man, and I will deal with you.
So you're saying there's no intent to it, there's no strategy.
What is strategy for? Strategy is to want to take away the seat. You're not supposed to be here. Let me jiggle your mind a little bit. I'll take it back. During the lead up to the election that held on the 16th of August this year, where you come to the polling unit, you see a lot of things that were not supposed to be happening. They are happening, and nobody's saying anything. If the election, the idea for them is this election we must be declared winner. If we're not going to be declared winner, then nobody should be declared winner. That's the strategy. Because don't forget, when we talked about the election, we didn't bring that in while we're talking. The PDP went to court and secured a victory after the 2023 election to hold election in just 8 polling units, which houses about 4,257 registered voters. About 600 and something, but over 4,002 have collected their PVCs. So the election was for just them. Election that could not produce over 10,000 votes per winner at the original election. How are you sure that 4,257 will come and vote on a single day? It's not possible. It's not possible. So everything, the strategy, like you always access, take away this seat and nothing will happen. But somehow, like I said, the people have always been his backbone, and he's always succeeding.
Right, I'm going to ask you one last question. I need you to be very clear about it. If you were speaking directly to the government right now, what would be your accusation?
Which of the government?
Government you highlighted, the mastermind behind all of this.
But what will I tell them?
What is your accusation? What are you fighting for?
What am I fighting for right now? A man did nothing, and he has been in prison for over 2 years. Isn't that enough accusation? A man did nothing, and because of one man, you are depriving an entire constituency, a representation in the House of Assembly for over 2 years and counting. I mean, what could be more bad than that? That because I want to deal with this person, I don't mind whoever I'm going to kill. It's just like you're in a 50-seater bus traveling to Abuja, and someone that is trailing you knew very well that you're in that bus. You say, but I'm going to cause an accident. If everybody dies, no problem. As long as this person dies, I'm okay with it. So the person will now come, probably send a trailer to the road, kill everybody in the vehicle because he wants to hurt you. That's what's happening here. They're hurting the people because Bright have stood his ground, thinking they're going to break it. Even up to now, the man is still very strong-willed, and is fighting for truth. Fighting for truth. So I will tell the people in power now to please let this case go. We are not saying, consistently I've said it in several fora, that we're not saying that if this man committed the crime, that is Bright Ngene, if he committed a crime that is punishable by the law, we're not saying he shouldn't go in for it. But we're saying let the law not be selective, right? Let the law not be selective. Allow the process of judiciary to run, so everybody will, when the judgment is given, it will be seen to be fair to everybody. But this one, you're doing it as if it's like a witchcraft thing. It doesn't hold any water. All these things are delay tactics to still keep this man in detention. I can tell you for free, everything they're doing is delicate. So I will tell them that there is no need. The election has come and gone. He has won. For the sake of the people, for the sake of the constituents, this case should be brought even tomorrow. Let judgment be dispensed. If you are asserting to what the lower court said, if not, let this man go, for God's sake. Of whose interest is it that Bright is in prison today? Of whose interest? The government. I want to prove to you that I am the one in power, nothing will happen. That is just it, nothing more than that. So it's an ego something for me. So that is why I'm coming down now to beg. Please, whoever that is in charge or involved in a Bright Maker's case, to let him go and represent his people. The elections are barely 2 years to come. Whoever that is aggrieved should go prepare himself and come out again and contest. If he wins, good. We should not do democracy as if it's a do or die thing. So that is my comment to the person or whoever, person or persons that is involved in this whole issue. Judicial process had not been followed, and that was why the other person was set free. So how long should we, or are we going to continue in illegality just to affirm legality? You cannot beat something on nothing. Bright Ngene is the authentic holder of that seat as at today. There's nothing anybody can do about it. The worst you can do is keep him where he is. But as of today, he's still the owner of that seat. Till 2027 comes and new elected members will go to the house. And of course, we hope he will also be in the house by then.
That was Mr. Kachiku Benedict, the spokesperson to Honorable Bright Ngene. We'll continue to follow up on the issue as it proceeds. Moving on,